Today we're creating waves with a flat iron. I believe this is like the fastest way to curl your hair possible because you're not having to sit and hold your hair on a wand. You're not having to sit and like twirl the iron a bunch of times. It's like quick, simple, fast. I've been a hairstylist for the past 8 years and do at least 11 clients a day, and this is my go-to fast professional style on most clients. And I post weekly videos, so if you want to get updated on when I post new videos, subscribe. So first things first, we're gonna need a clip to section, because you always want a section. And you're gonna need a flat iron. I like to use the Ergo flat iron at the moment. I've been using this in the salon for years. We're gonna start by sectioning the hair with the horseshoe section like I usually do. I kinda like to go ear to ear, and then I like to split it down the center and pull it to the front so I can see what I'm working with. These sections can be as big or small as you want. Obviously the bigger sections, the looser the curl. Smaller sections, the tighter it's gonna be, or the more curl you're gonna get. The way I always like to describe it is if you've ever curled a ribbon with a pair of scissors. You put your thumb on the scissors, you turn with your wrist, and then you pull. And that's the exact same thing that you're gonna do here, but like this is your thumb, this is the scissors, thumb, clamps, you turn, and then you pull. So if you turn this way on this side, you're gonna be going away from the face. And if you turn this way, you're gonna be going towards the face. So I'm gonna start in the back. I'm gonna go in at the top, I'm gonna clamp, I'm gonna turn my wrist going away, hanging on to the bottom the entire time, and then pulling down all the way to the end. I like to kind of wrap my finger around it at the end just to kind of polish everything and make sure that curl stays in place. Then we'll leave it like that to let it cool. So I'm gonna do this whole row away from my face, clamp, turn away, and glide all the way down. When you want it to be more of kind of like a soft wave, you want those ends again to be straight. So let's move on to this side. I'm gonna start in the back. We'll do an example of going down this way and an example of going down this way. So let's go this way first. I'm gonna go in here. If you clamp and go in this way, you just wanna make sure that you grab underneath so that you can really feed the hair into the flat iron. Now, let's go in the other way. So this one feels really awkward. And because you gotta get your elbow way up at the top, pull all the way down. But it still works. Whatever feels better for you is what you should do. All of these are away from my face. So if you can see now when I comb that out, they all kind of turn into one big wave. If you want to avoid that, you can alternate the directions that they're curled, which is more of like the beachy wave style. That's what a lot of my clients end up wanting. So let's move halfway up from there, get that out of the way. Now I'm gonna grab all of that hair, split this in half, and then pull that to the front. Now we're nice and organized. So I'm gonna show you just like another way that you could curl it. I'm gonna start in the front just so that you guys can see. You can go in more horizontally instead of vertically. So vertical is gonna give you a longer curl. Horizontal is gonna give you a bit more of a volume curl. So let's go in horizontally, and we're still going to clamp, turn, and then pull down. And I'm just feeding that all the way into the bottom. So you can see how that's more of kind of like a bouncy curl. And those are fun. Now the way that I went up and over, that actually brought it towards my face. So I'm gonna redo this one because I don't want it to go towards my face. And I'm gonna go in and turn it the other way to go away from my face. And pull all the way down. Twirl, so you can see how that's kind of feathering away from my face like Farrah Fawcett. And that's just way too bubbly for me personally, but if you did your whole head like this, it would be like beautiful beauty queen waves, which there is a time and place for. Another thing to think about is you're using just your wrist when you're turning the flat iron. So you're clamping and then like as if you were like turning a doorknob, right? And that's all you're doing. So if you're clamping, going one way and then pulling, clamping, going the other way, pulling. Another huge thing is just hanging on to the hair that you're working with the entire time that you're working with it. So clamping, turning, and then pulling down evenly as well. The consistency of how quickly you're pulling matters. You can get kind of elongate one section by going too slow, and then if you go really fast down the end, it's not gonna be a long, even curl all the way through. So I'll show you. So let's say you go slow, and then you go really fast. So you've got more here, and then like none on the bottom. The nice thing about that though is if you notice, this is kind of where you fell off, you can get back into the curl and kind of finish that curl. I'm gonna do this last one. In, turn, and pull. And I'm hanging on to that end the entire time. All right, these are way too curly, so I'm gonna pull the ends down. That's the other beautiful thing about using a flat iron, is if they're too curly in the moment, you can just go through and kind of loosen them a little bit. All right, let's start in the back here and do the same thing. Let's go in this way. I'm gonna start at the top, turn, and pull like this. And let's see how that looks. So that looks pretty good. Same thing, clamp, turn, and pull. I'm feeding the hair into the flat iron all the way until the end. Pull down. So let's move up here. Just leave this top little bit for last. I'm gonna split this in half. Starting in the back, combing this out. We're gonna go up at the top, clamp, turn, pull. I'm gonna pull this towards the front just so I can reach a little bit better, all the way down to the bottom. Then I'm gonna twist and leave it. And I'm gonna go to the next one. Same exact thing, clamp, twist away from my face, pull it towards the front so I can reach and see what I'm doing, all the way down. And then twirl, last piece. We're gonna clamp, twist, and pull in the front of my face. Same thing on the other side. Clamp, turn, pull all the way down. If you're moving slower than this, I would just turn your flat iron down more as you're practicing so that you're not burning your hair. And then I'm gonna rake these out just because I don't like anything to be super curly, but you might, depending on how your hair curls, want to leave them all until the very end. All right, last section. Split this in half. Start in the back, comb through that, start at the top, turn, pull all the way down through the bottom. Next section, clamp, turn, pull. Clamp, turn, pull, clamp, turn, pull. Let's just go ahead and brush these out. These were all curled the same direction, and you can see how it kind of smooths the hair as you go. And when you brush that out, it just looks like a nice, soft, long wave. And I'm using a Mason Pearson. It's got a mixture of different bristles, but it's got 4 bristles in there. The brush makes the hair shiny. It's pretty crazy. And everybody who tries it is obsessed with it. Thanks so much for watching, guys. If you want to keep seeing my videos, I post them every week, so subscribe.